Bakhmut remains the hottest point of the front line, and although the city is still under the control of the armed forces of Ukraine, it is becoming more and more difficult to hold it. The battles are taking place in residential buildings and in the industrial zone within the city.
To say that Bakhmut is in the operational encirclement, this information is not true. Even Russian group chats admit this, admit the fact that information about, let's say, a significant advance of Russian troops is an element of information and psychological operations, rather than a real picture. Furthermore, it should be noted that despite certain tactical successes in the Klishchivka area and attempts to go directly to the Bakhmut-Kostiantynivka highway, the introduction of the operational reserves of the armed forces of Ukraine, namely the 30th Brigade, made it possible to stabilize the situation in the area.
In Bakhmut, the Russian army uses the tactics of scorched earth. According to experts, more than 70% of the housing stock has been destroyed. The enemy uses cannon, rocket artillery. There is information that on the outskirts of Bakhmut, there are TOS-1 systems, thermobaric weapons, which according to international conventions are prohibited from being used in residential areas.
Bakhmut has become a political goal for them. This is, there is no military sense in this city. I do not see any super-military purpose there at all. But from a political point of view, yes. We need to take it, because we are liberating the peoples of Donbass. For such propaganda, for propaganda hysteria, this is just right. And look, so much effort has been invested in this city, so much time, technology. People have been put in it, and then such a thought comes to their minds. It's not manly to quit what we started. We need to finish it off.
At the same time, the enemy changed tactics. If earlier Russian regular troops and Wagner PMC mercenaries launched frontal attacks, today they are trying to attack Ukrainian positions from the flank. Detachments are also used in Bakhmut.
They cannot take the city head-on. That is, they have been fighting for Bakhmut for 8 months. But it doesn't work for them at all. But if they surround the city, then of course, both shell hunger and cartridge hunger and the supply of food to the military and the removal of the wounded and the rotation of our military, we will feel that the next day. Therefore, everything is being done so the Russians cannot cut these last 2 roads that connect the city with, let's say, the big land Ukraine.
According to experts, the lion's share of the losses of the Russian army every day falls in the Bakhmut direction. The enemy command is ready to throw all its forces into taking the city.
Wagner
PMC alone lost almost 40,000 of mercenaries during the battles for Soledar and Bakhmut. If we take into account that the total number of Wagner PMC mercenaries, according to American sources, is about 50,000, then we can say that the death rate is 0.85 is critical. Therefore, it is no coincidence that now we are talking about the fact that private military company Wagner, in fact, has ceased to exist as a separate combat-ready unit. The remains of it are now used, in fact, as cannon fodder.
The other day, the media reported on the blowing up of a road bridge that connects Bakhmut and Kostiantynivka. This was reportedly done to prevent unforeseen situations in the frontline city. There were no official comments about undermining the bridge from the Ukrainian command yet. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Larisa Zubenko, UATV News.